Vanquished presents a look at AA Step 2. In the first step we learned that we were addicts and/or alcoholics and that our lives had become unmanageable as a result. In the second step, we come to learn that the answer to this unmanageability is a power greater than ourselves. It doesn't say God. Just a power greater than ourselves. We begin by continuing to practice the open-mindedness and willingness we learned in the first step. Open-minded to the idea that this power does exist and there's hope for us and a way out of this crazy life we'd been living. Using the willingness from step 1, we can begin trying to rely on this power. Step 2. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Most addicts, no matter their addiction, alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, shopping, etc., find that the key to lasting sobriety is working the 12 steps of recovery. As discussed in this space a few weeks ago, Step 1 explores the depth and consequences of the addict's problem, helping him or her break through the denial that justifies and supports his or her addiction. Step 2 is designed to prepare the addict for the solution to come in steps 3 through 12. In other words, Step 2 introduces the general nature of the long-term solution, that the addict will need to accept outside help. Step 2 asks the addict, was your behavior out of control, causing negative consequences, and, if so, did you continue with it anyway? Did you try and fail to stop the behavior? Did those attempts and failure happen on an ongoing basis? If so, the solution to the problem will involve something beyond yourself, because your best thinking did not solve the problem. Sometimes addicts struggle with the words restore us to sanity, which they think implies that they were insane. Addicts rarely think they're crazy. If someone else was engaging in the same behaviors as them, sure, that person would be insane, but somehow they feel that they are not. Sometimes explaining the addict's definition of insanity helps with this. Insanity is doing the same things over and over but expecting different results. In other words, the last 100 times you drank you couldn't stop drinking and you kept drinking until something bad happened, hangover, wreck, fight, arrest, etc., but this time you think you'll have just 1 or 2 cocktails and toddle home unscathed. Yes, good luck with that. Other addicts struggle with the words power greater than ourselves, interpreting that language to mean God or organized religion. This is not what it means. Instead, these words typically refer to a mix of things like 12-step recovery groups, supportive friends and family, therapy, and the like. For some people, religion enters the mix, for others, not so much. In the end, the definition of power greater than ourselves depends as much on the addict's personal belief system as anything else. So this step is less about God/religion/spirituality and more about admitting that help is needed. Step 2 is a realization and admission by the addict that he or she cannot maintain sobriety on his or her own. The easiest way to work Step 2 is to actually begin accepting help. Sometimes this process starts with a written job description for the addict's higher power. What does the addict want from that entity, or entities? How can the addict learn to trust that higher power? What sort of interactive give and take between the addict and his or her higher power should occur? Some addicts write this as a help wanted ad so they know exactly what they are looking for. Need support? Contact Reverend Donald Kinnard.